Hello there and welcome to the QNB Stars League preview show as we look ahead to all 6 matches in Week 11 in the company of former English Premier League players Nick Sumby and Chris Makin. Hard to believe, isn't it? We're at the halfway stage. There'll be a break after this where each club can reassess their situation, good or bad, Chris Makin.
There's only one good in there who's top of the league, which is De Gea at the moment. These clubs have got to hit the targets or get close to the targets that they set before the season started. I can't believe it's halfway already. Some of the clubs must look around now and think, you know, we need to get points on the board. We've got another thing, a month's break as well. If you don't get a good result now, you've got a month to think about it. Players don't want that, the coaches don't want that. A massive weekend.
And a chance to do some business, Nick, and some clubs will need that.
We thought that with Qatar Sports Club. Do they need to do any business now the new manager's come in? All of a sudden he seems to have changed. But yeah, I think Al Arabi will be looking to do something if the manager stays there. But we're just saying as well, the Champions League comes in as well in February. Interesting, Ryan are now in the group stages as well. So that's going to be good when they come back. And maybe that gets a little bit complicated then. You know, that's when the squads come into it. So yeah, a lot to look forward to.
All right then, let's now head over to Shaden Wadan and she will remind us of the league standings after 10 weeks and how they line up for Week 11.
Going into Week 11 of the QNB Stars League, Al Dahel keep their position at the top of the table with 28 points and remain unbeaten. Al Rayyan are in second place with 25 points, Al Sadd are in third with 24 points, and Al Saliya in fourth with 18 points after their second successive defeat in the last 2 games. Slal in fifth, within their comfortable reach of the top 4 with 15 points. Al Ahli's victory in Week 10 moved them into the top half of the table with 11 points. In the bottom half is Al Gharrafa, as they have moved up 2 places to 7th. Al Khor are in 8th by virtue of goal difference. The bottom 4 are Al Khayatiyat, Qatar Sports Club, Al Markhia and Al Arabi. A win for either of those would relieve the pressure considerably. Thursday's fixtures are Al Saliya versus Al Dahel at 1600 Doha time, Al Ahli versus Al Rayyan and Al Khayatiyat versus Al Sadd both at 1810. On Friday the 8th of December, Al Arabi will face Al Khor at 1600 at the Grand Hamad Stadium. Al Markhia against Slal and Qatar Sports Club against Al Gharrafa both at 1810.
Thank you, Shaden. First up, it's Al Saliya versus Al Dahel. Al Saliya, 2 successive defeats, Al Khor and Al Ahli. Chris and Nick, something you pulled out. Let's jump to it straight away. Late on in the match, Nick, why don't you pick up on this? A free kick situation. And what do Al Saliya do? Yeah,
they got a chance of getting the ball into the box to go and try and win a game of football. They didn't opt for it. And it pretty much, this summed up what their performance was like. You know, there was no energy to it. It was. I don't know where it's come from, these last couple of performances, because going into it and looking at they got Al Khor and got Al Ahli, you think they could get the points then and go in against the Hale, but it's not been the case at all. They've lost the way a bit. Can you get too confident?
If you could actually pinpoint the moment it kind of went wrong is Majdi when he got sent off. The first half against Al Khor, they absolutely battered them, didn't they, in terms of possession, chances created. Didn't put the ball in the back of the net. Captain gets sent off and it's just gone wrong since then. Yeah. Incredible.
Well, that's the question that Nick and Chris put to Sami Trabelsi. What exactly has gone wrong?
We speak with all the players after the game, and we try to find what's the problem. I think there is a little relaxation in this moment, in the mentality. And you know, when against Al Khor, when we lose Majdi Siddiqui, the team, the confidence for the team come down a little bit, and we don't win this game. Against Al Ahli, we start the game. If you see the last game, at the first 25 minutes, we have maybe 2 or 3 opportunities to score, and we score another goal. After that, I don't know, there is little relaxation and the mentality come down, and we are the player playing the fields with a lot of pressure. I don't know why.
Relaxation in the mentality. Let's bring in some numbers from stats. Shots inside the box, 6.3. That puts them 8th in the table, Al Salia. Percentage of shots in the danger zone, 53.8%. That puts them in 9th, third worst. Percentage of shots outside the box, 46.2%. 9th. They're not good.
Yeah, but you know what you need now, don't you? You need a crisis meeting. That's what's happened there. They've actually had a crisis meeting there. Things are going really well. It shows you in the space of two games, this is what they're doing. They're looking, they're thinking, he just can't work out. That's what football's like, from having confidence to just trying to find it again. And at the moment, this is what it's showing. It's crazy.
And to be fair, there's something else he said in that press conference, and we didn't include it here, but you alluded to it, was Majdi getting sent off. That moment against Al Khor in week 9, confidence dropped off.
Like Nick said, sometimes you just can't recover from these moments. Sometimes a spark, it'll get you going in a game or a certain match. You get a goal that you don't deserve, you win the game, you go on a magnificent run, winning games, and it's just turned the other way for Al Salia. I think they've been fourth in the league for quite a while now. Maybe it's just a bit of overconfidence.
So you know who's creeping up, don't you? Salal.
Yeah.
Steady.
Once they start getting it. Salal, Al Salia, they are up against Al Duhail. This is what they face. Only 2 goals, Nick, in week 10.
It was, yeah. I mean, he wasn't the best defender. I mean, this was Masakni. He must have looked on what type of player this man is. And we're lucky enough to see him in the World Cup at the end of the season as well, which we look forward to seeing that. But just not good defending, but obviously quality from Duhail. And you can't win 5-0 and 6-0 not all the time. It's about getting the 3 points, and that's what they're doing. They're just churning it out. They're going to play better. If anything in this game, this might be a good game for Salia. You know, because it could just bring the best out of them.
Well, they certainly can't have a relaxed mentality against Al Duhail.
No, especially the back four who we've covered quite a lot recently. They're going to be tested to the maximum on when this game is played, because you know, if they hold that high line, Al Duhail, they're clever enough to break that down through the passing.
The high line, yeah. This team will show you about the high line. We've been saying about that.
Al Salia versus Al Duhail. Chris, you can go first.
Duhail for me, 3-1.
3-1 to Al Duhail. Nick, your choice.
I'll go 2-1.
Thank you very much. Next up, Al Ahly versus Al Rayyan. Hey, what about Al Ahly in week 10 then, Nick? Let's have a look at these. Another team that suddenly pulled one out the bag. Good goals too.
Yeah, no, they were as well. I mean, there's Muntari. He went off after, but great to see him back. And we talked about this high line from Salia, and they did the homework on it, you know, just balls over the top. But you know what? They didn't start off very well for the first 10-15 minutes, but they grew into the game. And you thought, well, hang on a minute, yeah, you know, they're getting back to the best. Got to say as well with Chikawi, a lot of it goes through Chikawi, and obviously the centre forward as well. He should have scored a lot.
Yeah, but at least he was making those runs, getting in behind the defence, and he troubled the Al Salia defence all night. Nasri, he looks powerful. At least he's playing a role in the team. There's Majid, who came onto the pitch. We've had 2 players there that have been out for a long time, Muntari and Majid, and they both scored, which is great to see.
Absolutely brilliant. We spoke about.
Well, they're back to the 6 in the.
Yeah, 6. That win took them into the top half of the table.
If that's not a confidence booster for the players, and the manager can turn around and say, "Listen, this is what you're capable of. You're capable of even more." Actually, we're halfway. We keep saying they've had a bad season, but they're 6 in the league now.
They are up against Al Rayyan, of course, who slipped up in week 10, Chris.
Yeah.
We say it's a slip up. It is. It was one against Salal. They went ahead, but nevertheless, Salal ground them down.
Well, Salal were fantastic, like the Salal of old against Al Rayyan. But it's got to be said, with Duhail winning, it was 2 points dropped for Rayyan in that, you know, the race for the league title, and especially when Rayyan go 1-0 up. You know, with their defensive record, it's one of the best in the division. You expect them to see the game out.
Drop points maybe, but head coach Michael Laudrup is still pretty satisfied.
Last game in the first half of the competition in the league, and I think we, of course, we want to do everything we can to finish well, to win this game. In the first half of the season has been very, very good for us. New players, with many players leaving us before the season, many new players coming. I did not expect to sit here after 10 games, winning 8, 1 draw, and only 1 lose. But we're done very good. But even if we've done very good, we're still 3 points after number 1 because there's a team who is winning all their games. So it's difficult. So the only thing we can do is try to continue like we've done so far.
See, just the fact that he mentions number 1 there, he's got it on his mind. He's got the title on his mind. Come on.
He's playing it down massively. He really is. I mean, if we're looking at what he's saying, he's maybe 1 trophy, you know, and not the league. You know, he's happy with where he is and them being where they are with De Gea. You know, he's playing it down. You're trying to get something out of him. You know, you want him to say, yeah, here we go. He's happy with the half of the season now. He's, you know, they've got the Champions League. 1 trophy. I don't think that. I think that'd be disappointing if it's just.
I have
one
it on
trophy.
good authority that he is required to get 2 out of 5 at least. Anyway, more on that maybe in a later show.
He's one of those you make up because you know they had the disappointment of the make-up final.
Well, you know, you've got
think-
Emir Cup, you've got the AFC Champions League, you've got the Qatar Cup, you've got the USL Cup, and you've got the league. There's 5. So how does he do at the end of this end of this first part, Nick?
It's a difficult game, this one, so I'm going to go for a 2-1. Ryan.
2-1 win for Al Rayyan of Al Ahly. Chris.
You know when he's struggling, he always says 2-1. 2-1.
To Al Rayyan.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Al Khanatiat versus Al Sadd. Right, Al Khanatiat, Chris, couple of goals in week 10 against Qatar Sports Club, who were on the rampage. They were desperate for points. I guess that's what makes a game difficult. But Al Khanatiat, they're still getting some goals. This was a penalty to McNean on the score sheet again.
Yeah.
But they came up against a very resilient and resurgent, I should say, Qatar Sports Club.
And this result just dragged them right back into
Yeah, that's the
relegation
problem.
zone. So for me, they got the clean sheet was against Al Ahly 2 weeks ago. They won no victory there, but they were beaten by 8 the previous week by Al Dahel. So I think defensively, they've got a problem. Going forward, the likes of Tibukanin, Tursunov, Diba, players like that, Razak as well. I don't worry about them scoring goals. Defensively, they're having a problem at the moment.
And no Maui. Maui got sent off at the end of the game as well, so that's huge. That. But is there a team who Al Sadd have played yet who they haven't felt comfortable, the opposition? You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say, usually they've not ripped them apart, and the other team hasn't had it.
Let's remind us, Nick, what happened to Al Sadd in week 10. You know, they squeezed past Al Khor, and when you look at the statistics, I've got to tell you, you know, Al Khor did extremely well and were unlucky to lose this one in the end.
So they give you an opportunity, they give you a chance. Yeah. I mean, wonderful strikes here now from Xavi, as you expect. I do like this idea of playing in the Khalifa. It's, you know, we do get some, it's the second game. We've had 2 fantastic games, but it's, you know, if you're looking at Kratia, I know you're not good in defence, but you've got a chance here. They may be going to give you a chance, you know, and that's what you've got to hold on to. I mean, this is a penalty at the end of the game. For me, it's not. The manager was not happy at all, you know, when he left the stadium. But once again, how many games like this? It started off all the way through the season. They've had this little bit of luck in games.
So, Al Khanatiat versus Al Sadd. Chris, you can start first this time.
Good. I'll go for the same scoreline as that. Al Sadd 3-2.
Oof, right, okay. Nick, your choice next?
I'll go for a 3-1. Al Sadd.
Next up, Al Arabi Al Khor. Right, Nick, when you start us off with Al Arabi's goal from week 10, once again they went ahead, but couldn't hang on to this. Are there glimpses there for you?
No, not at the moment, no. But, you know, we listened to the manager this morning. He's seen something, you know, he's seen something, and we've seen a different sort of, he's got a bit of fight. He wants to do it. I don't know what it is, what he has seen. I don't know if it's training or whatever, but he's up for the fight, which is something. Give him a go, you know, because they're at the bottom of the league now.
Let's hear from Al Arabi head coach Luka Banasic.
I feel something is much better, you know. when I came first day and until now, this 3 week we changed something, in the position in the field, how we must defending with how many players must coming and try to go to counter attack because we are not so strong team who will go to press up. But I don't know, we start good. Two games, this Mahia and Al Garafa. We try, special 45 minutes, was not bad. Then we thinking, we talking each other what we could. Okay, we let the play, but after 15, 20 minutes, we go down, especially when, the opponent, score 1-1 or something. Our team, lost confidence, I think, also, but we must be true, honest with you. Some players also is not prepared for the 90 minutes.
There you go. Key factor. Some players not prepared for the full 90 minutes.
So hang on a minute, it's lost me a little bit there. There's not enough games played as it is so far. Some of these players aren't fit. That's that's a problem alone. That so he needs to hopefully get a result out of this game, and then they can. It's like a pre-season again when he comes back for next season. But to have players that aren't in shape,
well,
this time of
he's
season,
got a term now, almost up to a month, where he can focus on that
and bring players in.
He was talking about getting local players in into the football club of a higher nature. But the players that he's going to get in, if they're local, they won't be fit because they're the ones that aren't playing in other clubs.
Well, look, they're up against Al Khor. Let's, Chris, remind everybody again of this fantastic game that they had against Al Sadd. And just to repeat myself again, we're unlucky not to come away with the point.
Absolutely. Toe-to-toe with Al Sadd, especially in the second half. The half I watched, and it's a different feel at this football club since he appointed their new manager. He came in at the same time as Bonasic. The difference between the two football clubs, Bonasic is searching for the answer there. They've had 2 victories and they pushed Al Sadd. They should have got something from that match.
Sarouche has scored 3 out of 3.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going forward, looking like scoring goals. Al Arabi don't have a goal scorer. I mean, Khalfan got the goal. He'll never have an easier goal. Madi Gian, remember him? He's out injured. He was their main front player. So the difference between these two sides is Al Khor can score goals and they look confident.
OK then, Chris. Al Arabi, Al Khor.
2-0. Al Khor.
All right.
2-1 Arabi.
Oh, the turnaround. Next up, it's Al Markhia versus Salal. OK, Nick, Markhia's goal from week 10 was an absolute beauty. They've got some goal scorers.
They have. I don't think that's a problem at all. But you obviously got to say with Abdul Qadir, I mean, what he brings is his hold-up play. Just watch you see. He can knock the ball into him. Look at the strength. There's his control as well. And he just slides Salah through. And good finish as well. I mean, this is against De Gea. De Gea are leading 1-0. They got themselves back into the game. It's just about the defending. They've really got to work on the defending. I thought on the night it's a problem. I know you're playing against De Gea, but you've got yourself back into the game. And just the 2 goals weren't good enough for me, so they have to do better than that. I think going forward, not a problem, but they've let me down because I got excited when all the new when the experienced players came into the side. I thought, well, go on, here we go. He's got a lot to work with. Good players coming in. It's not happened for some reason. I don't know why it's not happened, and they're struggling now, trying to get points.
Well, and the thing is, they're up against Salal, and Chris, both you and Nick picked this out from week 10. Salal, how they make it difficult. They made it difficult for Al Rayyan, for goodness sake.
Yeah, but they can't do this in this game. This is against Al Rayyan. They do it against Al Sadd, Al Dahel. They can't play like this in this game against Al Markhia. They've got to be on the front foot. So it's all about, for me, this game rests on the attitude of the Salal players. Sadbo, stay down the middle, stay on the edge of the penalty box there, be a nuisance up there. If Sadbo starts dropping off, going wide here, picking up in midfield, it's easy for Al Markhia. As a central defender there, the 2 central defenders, they don't want to be up against Sadbo. If he's dropping off 20 yards, brilliant, you've done your job.
But, and Salal are there creeping up. As Nick said, they're still there, steady creeping up. And Omar, their defender, he has high hopes.
Well, I hope we finish in the first, but I don't think so because we are a bit back from the first position. So I hope we finish at least in third or second.
Why not? Third
Yeah,
or
we
second?
just-
Will you go along with that?
We were
I
trying
love
to,
that.
Yeah, but at least go high.
Yeah.
You know, say, well, why not then? And with the way Al Sadar, maybe there's a chance there. But I asked the manager that to start off, and he was doing anything but answer the question. And eventually, he came in with that answer. Then, you know, and it was the only thing is with this game here now, it doesn't suit Salal. Salal are great against teams, the top teams, what have to win games of football. Yeah. They know how to do that. Now they've got to try and win a game of football. They're favourites to win in this game, and Salal, this is not their game at all.
Is that
they have
right?
to go,
Yeah.
They're not, because they have to go and express themselves. That's where Chris was saying Sagbo gets a silly thing on his mind. This is a problem, and it's where it opens up for Marquet, because it's a different type of game from Salal.
Okay, then, Nick, we'll go with you now. Al Marquia versus Salal.
I'm sticking an awful lot of 2-1s in, but I'm going to have to put another 2-1 here, Salal.
Oh,
Just
after
about.
all that, I thought...
Just about.
After all that, I thought it was going to be an upset or a draw.
Because what's going through my mind there is I'm thinking, well, Salal, they've had a bit of a blip.
Sagbo scored 2.
No, they've had it.
30 yards.
Yeah, but no, Sagbo's had a bit of a blip. Yeah, it could be. No, I'm going to stick a 2-2 draw now. Change. Throw it out of the way. 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw.
What's the matter with you?
Or 3-2 Malaga. Sorry.
Always sitting on the fence. 1-1, Rod.
1-1 from Chris. Thank you. Finally, Qatar Sports Club versus Al Gharafa. Go on then, Chris. Qatar Sports Club, fantastic. Let's have a look at the goals from week 10. Abdullah Mubarak, the head coach, his first press conference was impressive. He said, look, I'm going to change things. We're not going down. La, 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 you know. And guess what? Delivers.
Superb. And they've got to do more of this, haven't they? Very good attacking wise. Lots of crosses going into the box. The strikers must love it. You know, if you're Babatunde or whoever played on the night, who else was there? Fahad.
Yeah.
You know, if you know the balls are going to come in and from Shneen and Al Jasmi on the right hand side, and they're coming in with quality, it's a striker's dream. Yeah. Make your own, get in that box, attack the balls. Well, hopefully they play the same system and the same way.
Nick, you're waxing lyrical about Shneen and the crosses coming in, the quality of the balls coming in there. Those are the kind of, you know, that was your bread and butter for yourself, and you put chances like that into strikers, and it's happy days.
Do you know what? When he walks into the room, the manager, you attract to him, and you think to yourself, I won't mind being on a dinner table with him or something, because he's got that. He's got something about it. Well, that's coming to the dressing room. You know, this is a huge game for them. Yeah. You know, and just another one as well. We was listening the other day on the television, and there was a guy Stones that plays at Manchester City talking about Pep Guardiola, and he said all he does is the basics. But the basics very well, which is 2 touch and 1 touch. Now, what have we been saying here, me and Chris?
Do the basics.
If you can do 1 touch, the idea with 1 touch, Rodri, is when I give the ball to you, you've got to make space, help your teammates out. Basics, do the basics right. This is going back to basics, crosses into the box, keeping it tight at the back. They're going to listen to us one day, Chris, aren't they? Someone's going to listen.
Also, you know, good one-touch football like that requires sharpness of mind and to be
Exactly.
alert
Help
and
your
not
friend,
to
yeah.
have relaxation of mentality, as Sammy
Yeah, but no, but when I'm giving a pass to you,
Yeah.
and I'm not just going to watch the pass. Chris is going to move. We're going to all open up. And you're helping each other and all that lot. So what I'm trying to say there is he's brought it right back to basics there, and all of a sudden they look like a team. They look like a team, Qatar.
What if you go on an overlap round there?
No, now you're going a bit over the top now, Chris.
Is this a preview show or coaching show?
You mean that one?
It could be a bit of both.
Hey,
Listen,
a bit of that there. You know what I mean? That's the arched run.
Okay. What is Abdullah Mubarak? What is he promising for this week?
Also, we play very well and we take 3 points. Our team ready. Also, Gharafa is ready mental. Only I think for our team, physical, mental, the team work ready for Gharafa.
He's ready. Let's bring the figures in from stats. Look at this from stats. Aerial duels won. Look at this improvement. 15.9. Second best team. Percentage ground duels won. 51.8. That puts them in third. This is from the game only. Total shots 12. 5 of them on target. Goodness me, I don't think they had 1 shot on target in the previous matches. You know, when you look at that's just a totally different team. And he's done something, and he's got that same attitude going into this game.
You know what? And some managers don't like to use the stats in front of players, but that's a set of stats there where the coach can go, boom. There you go. You listen to me. You can get these. You get these stats every week. You're going to win more games than you lose. Simple as
It's
that.
got to give you belief. If you
Of
think, well,
course it
hang
does,
on a
yeah.
minute, this is what you can do.
Yeah, but absolutely fantastic. It's ever so strange within the space of a week how much it's changed. I mean, obviously getting the result, but he's seen something in the club. He's gone there. He sounded positive at the start, and it's worked. The players have reacted to him. If he keeps going on the way he's gone on the manager, he'll be getting the curly finger for the Alcas International Tournament. He's in with a reckoning at the moment. He's got a bit of it. He
What,
doesn't
as
know
one
it
of our
yet.
special guests.
He doesn't know it yet, but it's at the
Come
moment,
on
if he keeps
now.
going.
Abdullah Mubarak, come and join us. Your English is perfect. They're up against Al Gharafa. Chris, these were the goals against Al Arabi in the 3-1 win in week 10.
Yeah.
Gharafa, of course, we're waiting, and suddenly, boom! Al Aidin, he delivers after listening to you two.
Yeah, very, very strange season so far for Al Gharafa. Fair to say we've been quite disappointed. We haven't been disappointed with this man. Al Yari seems to be the spark of the team at the moment. He keeps them going. He, attacking wise, he demands, just purely because of the amount of crosses that he puts into the box, he demands movement from his strikers, doesn't he, Nick?
Yeah, and it's no coincidence that they've started scoring. I just feel now they've turned the corner, and there's that little bit of belief coming to them. They're going to need it as well because we're in the qualifying stages of the Champions League when that starts, and you just feel, well, hang on a minute, yeah, he's the manager, his beliefs have started coming through to the team, so they'll be up for this game. They'll be looking to finish this halfway mark on a high. It's a difficult game, this, I tell you. It's a good
Do you
game.
want to have first go at this one, Nick?
I'm going to go, yeah,
Qatar Sports Club, Al Gharafa.
2-1 Qatar Sports Club.
Oof. That'd be tremendous 2 wins in a row, that would, for Qatar Sports Club, if they can do that.
I don't feel
Chris?
comfortable now I've said it, but go on.
2-2.
2-2.
Sitting on the fence there.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's head back to Shahden Wadan, who's going to remind us again of the league standings, the positions they're in after 10 weeks, and how they line up for week 11.
Going into week 11 of the QNB Stars League, Al Dahel keep their position at the top of the table with 28 points and remain unbeaten. Al Rayyan are in second place with 25 points, Al Sadd are in third with 24 points, and Al Saliya in fourth with 18 points after their second successive defeat in the last 2 games. Slal in fifth, within their comfortable reach of the top 4 with 15 points. Al Ahli's victory in week 10 moved them into the top half of the table with 11 points. In the bottom half is Al Gharafa, as they have moved up 2 places to 7th. Al Khor are in 8th by virtue of goal difference. The bottom 4 are Al Khayatiyat, Qatar Sports Club, Al Markhia, and Al Arabi. A win for either of those would relieve the pressure considerably. Thursday's fixtures are Al Saliya versus Al Dahel at 1600 Doha time, Al Ahli versus Al Rayyan, and Al Khayatiyat versus Al Sadd, both at 1810. On Friday, the 8th of December, Al Arabi will face Al Khor at 1600 at the Grand Hamad Stadium, Al Markhia against Slal, and Qatar Sports Club against Al Gharafa, both at 1810.
Thank you, Shahden. We're all set for week 11 from Nick Summerby, Chris Makin, and myself. Bye for now.